Kanpai!
Kanpai!
Kanpai! Kanpai! Hi everyone, welcome to Kanpai Cast episode 200, where we're going to be talking about anime reference culture. But before we get into that seems like an interesting topic, but before we get into that, we got to do the boring stuff. I take it back. We got to do the most important stuff, looking at Thaylien's cat. Aw, hello, Reina. Aw, she's so sleepy.
EP.
Now for the boring stuff. You know the usual things. Like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you share this friend. Make sure you share this video with at least one friend. That we got audio versions on Spotify, your favorite podcasting app. We also have Discords, Patreons, streamings. You come to the Discord and drop your favorite memes in, or post your favorite anime openings. Xeno just posted one of those recently. Yeah. I think that's about it. You have any other housekeeping this week?
The mid-season 6-episode review is next week.
That is true.
So tune in for that, guys.
Yeah.
And I actually watched Shield Hero, so I'll have an opinion on it this time.
Right. Should we get into the topic then?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Absolutely. Please take this, Xeno. This is all yours.
Right. Okay. So this is, as Thaylien says, this is my topic. And ideally, there's a bunch of questions I want to answer during the course of this episode. But the primary one is, are anime shows that are so heavily embroiled in references a good experience for the audience? Could the audience completely miss on a fantastic anime experience because they're missing the subtle nuances in a show? And I'm going to explain what's basically driven the desire to talk about this, and then we'll loop back to what it is.
I think I've already got a really good question to start with, but please, tell us how we got here.
Make sure that you take note of that question.
Write it down.
Yeah, write it down. Just write it down. Write that down. Anyway, right. So the whole point of this topic was, typically whenever I see an anime referenced, I either get it or I don't get it. I very rarely have a negative reaction to anime references. Mostly because I've watched a stupid number of anime shows. I think all three of us have watched a stupid number at this point. And
absolutely.
And typically it doesn't bother me ever. But in one of the most recent episodes of Dan to Dan Season 2, I'm going to avoid spoilers because I genuinely want everyone to watch this for themselves. And I'm going to go through this, but if for example either of my co-hosts blurt out what the reference is because it's a huge spoiler, we're going to take this again. We're going to come back. We're going to redo it because I don't want anyone getting spoiled. Right?
Well, I haven't watched it yet, so I can't spoil it.
I don't think Thaylien's watched it either, so I think we're good. But no, I think Thaylien has actually.
Of course. Yes.
Thaylien. No, I have in fact now. Yeah, you have.
I have in fact watched it. Yes.
Yeah. But when I was watching episode 5 of season 2, one of the characters started singing a song that I recognized, but I couldn't twig.
Kind of humming it.
No, it was properly singing it, but that's besides the point.
Oh,
but I couldn't recognize what it was. It was definitely something I had listened to a lot, but nothing I'd listened to recently. And it was just I just couldn't put my finger on it. It was burning a hole in the back of my head trying to work out what the hell this was. And it wasn't until I saw the same clip on social media, on Instagram specifically, that then paralleled it to the source. The source was an intro from an anime back from 1989. Now, granted, I had watched said anime in the 2000s, but that was still a long-ass time ago, right? Mm-hmm. And the negative experience of not knowing what that song was from honestly felt like I was missing something that was really impactful to the anime, and it was actually making me want to knock my rating on the anime, which we'll get to next week, down a peg, right?
As we said when we were discussing it. Yeah, and as I said when we were discussing this earlier, he's blaming the anime for his bad memory.
Mm-hmm. I'll ask questions on it later. Don't worry.
Fair, but regardless,
I'll come back to that with a point.
The second I realized what the song was, fucking genius. Fucking, absolutely incredible. That is where this episode has come from. Are there references that people are frustrated by? Are there references that people are excited to see? Are there references that people just don't care? And they're just like, oh, whatever, that's one of those references. That's a JoJo reference. I've never seen JoJo, but that's a JoJo reference. I want to discuss.
Everything's a JoJo reference. So, I mean, yeah.
I want to discuss. If you ask ChatGPT, everything's a fucking JoJo reference. All of Bleach is a JoJo's reference. I'm not kidding. Like, so.
Well, I mean, that is a long-standing internet joke. Is everything is a JoJo reference?
I know, but like, minor segue here. Like, I was trying to get some important like information together to formulate this topic and everything. I asked ChatGPT 5, what animes have different animes as references. It came up with a bunch, like the Akira bike slide or the Kaneda bike slide from Akira, but the number of times Bleach turned up in the results with JoJo reference was just stupid. I was just like, I don't think that's a JoJo's reference. I think that's just Bleach.
Anytime you're posing, it's a JoJo reference.
Any time two characters are facing off is a JoJo's reference according to ChatGPT 5. But we're not gonna go down that rabbit hole.
All right. Is it an appropriate time for me to ask my question?
Please go ahead.
That's right. So when you say, is it a bad experience for the audience? I think it's also important to ask which audience, because there are a lot of Western shows, even kids shows, that put in references, even sometimes older references. But I think that since it's aimed towards a Western audience, you're more likely to get people who pick up on the reference. Could it be that if you were watching this in Japan as a Japanese person, you might be more likely to get these references than you would if you're as a Western viewer?
So this is an excellent question, right? Because it is filling in the hole that I've accidentally left. I'm talking from the perception of a Western audience member watching an anime that is referencing another anime from Japan, right?
Okay. So specifically, we were talking about the Western audience.
Yes, we're not because I'm pretty sure that from the lyrics, people could have worked out what song was being sung, right? But I certainly couldn't, because I couldn't understand the lyrics, right?
Right.
Even now, I definitely
going back to Japan and everything.
That's got nothing to do with the price of fish, right? But my
point.
point.
You're to speak Japanese. Go on. So, carry on.
Nani?
Right. So
that was
this back.
That was a Fist of the North Star reference, by the way.
Okay. Right. Rolling this back to the start of my structure. My question to you is hunting that meme, right? Entirely subjective, but I've certainly chased the rabbit down the rabbit hole, spelled correctly this time, Nasuth, to discover the source of a meme or a reference. And I got two examples here, right? So, Nasuth, if you would, asset 2 for me, please. All right. So, in the late 2010s, Loz had reached out to me and asked if I had ever seen the anime called Charlotte. At the time, I'd never even heard of it. And he knew of it because of one specific anime meme template that was doing the rounds all over Reddit, which, you know, if you're watching the video version, you can see it on the screen right now. It's above Nasuth's head. Ultimately, because of the inundated experience, we had a great time watching this show. Charlotte is an excellent anime, and in all honesty, a lot of people should check it out if they haven't.
We definitely haven't sung its praises before on this show at all. No, never.
Well, exactly. No, never. No. But currently, right? Currently airing, there is another anime that is referenced everywhere on my social media feeds. The series is called Apocalypse Bringer. Minogra. Fuck, how do you pronounce it, Thaylien? You pronounced it really well earlier.
Oh, hold on. Apocalypse Bringer Minogra.
World Conquest. Sorry. Apocalypse Bringer Minogra. World Conquest starts with the Civilization of Ruin. So this is currently airing. I'll give a review next week. But this series was pitched to me through social media as a horror isekai, right? Nasuth, if you could please put on asset 3. The
this
image,
one.
Yes, the image I had seen everywhere was of an elf girl with an extremely twisted and disproportionate smile, which again you can see on screen if you're watching. It was grotesque and screamed to me something out of Berserk. However, this one moment in the entire series, and the rest of it is completely tame by comparison. I was really hoping.
Even kind of looks like a harem anime to me, just from the poster.
Yeah, from the poster it certainly does, but this was the only source material. We've got the manga on the left, we've got the actual anime art on the right, and it looks pretty damn close. You know, they look really close to each other. So I thought to myself, oh, well, maybe there's a good case that this is going to be, you know, a Berserk-esque isekai. Nope. The rest of the series is completely tame by comparison. Even the really hyper-detailed, shadowing on the fingers, the hair, the shawl.
Like they don't have the shadows really in the manga. Not the same.
No,
not
but
the
it's
same
still
level
got
of detail.
No, but it's still in the hair and around the neck and things like that.
For sure. Yeah.
But none of it's there in the anime, right? In the main body of the anime, it's all flat shapes and things like this, and I was massively disappointed. Okay? So my question to both of you gents thus far, after I've spoken a lot, do you have any instances where you've seen a meme and you've gone and hunt down that anime and you had a good time, and did you see a meme, hunted it down, and you were like, well, this was a waste of my time? You can turn off the... You can turn off the... Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to elaborate?
So, I've chased nearly every meme that I've seen, but that I haven't got. And the overwhelming result is... It's like, it reminds me of back in the Tumblr days, right, where you would find somebody had made a funny joke on Tumblr or some funny image. You'd go to their account to try and see if there actually is more of this, and you've just found the one nugget of gold in the pile of trash.
Yeah.
Right. So that was the overwhelming result of so many of these. The only ones I wasn't disappointed by was that I saw the memes from the previews of My Dress Up Darling. And I went tracing that down because of course we were going to watch it for the show, and I immediately wanted to watch it because of the memes that already had sprung up from just the advertising.
Was My Dress Up Darling before you joined us, or after?
I think it was one of the first ones we did while I was here.
Right. Okay.
Because I can distinctly recall watching it and talking about it on the show, but I don't think I was the one reviewing it.
Right.
Was it the one I did while covering for Loz?
It may have been. But even so, like, My Dress Up Darling is another perfect example. That's one that I chased down literally because of the memes, right? There's only so many times you can see memes of a certain pair of melons before you decide, fuck it, what the fuck is this show?
It's like
I'm not wrong, Nasuth.
It's like finding out that one of my favorite voice actors was voicing a main character and chasing down the show to watch it and finding out it was Kakushite Makina-san, and entirely built around naked android girl.
Is that the trash reference that you're...
Yeah, so the anime is genuinely, I can't believe it's not hentai.
But that wasn't because of a meme, that was because of a voice actor.
Yes.
No, but it still works. It's still a reference you're chasing.
It's the same. Still a reference I'm chasing. I was chasing the fact that I'd seen something online that somebody I liked was doing something in reference to anime. Tracked down the show he was in, watched the show, and it then turned out that this is why a relatively unknown in the anime community voice actor was picked. Because this is a show that's obviously looking for English voice actors because it couldn't get the respect from the regular ones.
Well, I mean, I always find it really interesting that Nyaight, who he's a very big YouTuber, he covers a lot of game journalism. That I don't think he's like the best individual in the universe, but he did the voice of Father Pucci from JoJo Part 6. I cannot tell it's him. I do not hear it at all. Like, I do not hear his voice in there at all.
That's how you can tell it's a good voice actor.
What about you, Nasuth? Have you got any good or positive or negative experiences hunting down the meme? Likewise, you have no experiences hunting down the meme. That's an angle that we can look at as well.
I'm more on the no, because I'm not really big into Reddit. I don't go look at YouTube shorts or really YouTube memes in general. I don't go looking for memes. I get them handed to me from friends and whatnot. And even a lot of those I don't necessarily look at or retain. And even with voice actors, it's more likely that I will watch something I like and be like, hang on, I recognize that voice. Who the heck is that? And then I go hunt down who the voice is, rather than the other way around. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think the closest I've come is probably Nokatan, because man, that show just seems to be both dripping with memery and turned into so many memes that look hilarious. But,
absolutely.
But even then, I haven't actually watched it, because I'm not sure I would enjoy it all the way through.
Would you say it's in part don't meet your idols, don't meet your heroes?
Yeah, potentially.
Disappointed.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because like with My Hero Academia, there were plenty of memes of All Might from that and whatnot, and that like hair eating stuff. And then I watched My Hero Academia, and it was like, man, this sucks.
This is such a basic show, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So this does actually make me have a counter question, Zeno.
Go on.
Okay. At the moment, we are a heavily meme-based culture.
Oh
People
God,
like
are we?
Nasuth with his being given memes on his socials. It's actually in the minority.
Yeah.
There's a heavy reference to memes on pretty much everything we do.
That's how meme culture used to be. Was it spread naturally through the through the internet?
Yes.
And now you've got all these subreddits specifically designed to cater to your specific type of meme that you want to look at.
Generate memes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So my thought actually when I was having this conversation with you, Xeno, was what things are there out there that are references to anime, but people don't even know what anime they're referencing, and so they just think of them as the cool thing that's in this show, and anybody else they see that say, oh, it's a reference to that show.
Yeah, we were talking about this before too.
So, like the Akira bike slide, if they saw it in, say, Adventure Time, when he's riding Jake and does that, and they say, oh, it's the Adventure Time slide. Whenever they see it in something else.
There are actually Western source material that I don't know if they predate Akira, but they do a similar slide thing. So, but let's face it, Akira is the more famous one because I can't even name what they are.
Well, I mean, this is the big thing. I mean, it's probably gonna be Akira because I think Akira was 88 or 89. It's so surprisingly early to me.
Oh yeah.
Right, it always surprises me how early it is. But should we actually pivot then to talk about the Kaneda bike slide? Because I do actually have a point to talk about.
I was
sure.
It was more along the line. It was yes, you can, but I was more along the question of: do you think that I'm challenging the premise of this? Is that when you see a reference
if
you don't get?
If you'd heard that song in Dan to Dan.
Let Thaylien finish. Come on.
Yeah. So if seeing a reference to something that doesn't, that he's just jumping ahead to the end of my sentence. That's all it is, because he knows where I'm going. Your premise is that it gives you a worse experience when you don't understand the reference, and so is it actually a worse experience for people of this current generation of memery because they're just generating a new meme from something they don't understand?
So the section of this topic that I think covers this is references or memes that transcend pop culture. They're at the tippy top of pop culture, right? The things that I'm talking about are the Yamcha's death pose from Dragon Ball Z, the Super Saiyan hairstyle from Dragon Ball Z, and of course the Kaneda's bike slide from Akira, right? There's way more than that. I'm pretty sure there's plenty from One Piece. I'm pretty sure there's plenty from Bleach and Naruto. But I was limited on time. These were the three that I kind of picked up on. So, Nasuth, would we swap to asset 4?
Alright. Asset 4. Ah, yes.
Cool. So, this is a compilation video that Thaylien went and dug out for me on the internet, on YouTube, of all the various different Akira bike slide, or the Kaneda bike slides from Akira. And what my notes here says, Kaneda's bike slide from Akira is a feat of artistic prowess that I'd argue more often than not is referenced in various forms of media more as an homage than used to enhance a joke or anything else, right? When I first watched Akira, I didn't really understand or appreciate the movie, right? I was dumb, young, naive, but the more I watched it, the more repeats. That's so stupid. The more repeats of watching Akira, the more I understood like what a cinematic marvel it was. Right? We're not just talking a good story, but like the fact that the whole thing's animated on ones, which you rarely ever see in anime ever.
Yeah.
Right? Especially for something that is drawn on cells. It's not even digital, right? The color composition, the everything about it is just
the
fantastic.
fidelity of the backgrounds, everything.
It's the same reason I love his other one in Neo Tokyo, The Order to Stop Construction, because it has all those same elements. Anyway, sorry, continue.
We're still going with this compilation as well.
I know.
Yeah, it's wow, this is long. But my point is that I see the Akira bike slide, more as recognition from other artists and them paying respect to how game recognizing game. And realistically, it doesn't really tie into any jokes or anything. It is just dumb fun. Yeah? How do you guys feel about the Akira bike slide? We can come away from the assets.
First off, I'm not sure that's really what Thaylien's question was about initially, but to actually answer your question, I don't mind seeing. I mean, some of those were downright goofy, but I don't have a problem with that as a reference, to the original. It is such an iconic scene,
indeed. And as far as cinematography goes, it's a great scene to make an homage
it's
to.
Dynamic. It's very dynamic. It's sort of like Simba being held up above Pride Rock by Rafiki, right? That scene is incredibly popular and has been referenced a lot, but it's not anywhere near as dynamic as the bike slide in terms of like actual cool animation.
But at any point in time, do you think to yourself, this scene was made significantly more impressive, the fact that the Akira bike slide was in there, or do you just think, they got it, the Akira bike slide?
I hadn't really seen many, if any, of the ones in that compilation. Maybe
personally,
the Batman
to me,
one. I don't think I even noticed most of the time.
That's fine. But that's that, right? That right there. That is the point, right? To now kind of subvertedly answer Thaylien's question, I feel that there are a lot of memes out there that transcend the source material to the point of people just know what it's from, right?
Yeah.
And have never actually watched the source material, right? Same with the Yamcha death pose, and same with the Super Saiyan hairstyle. I'm pretty sure
same with You Are Already
others.
Dead.
Yep. Same with JoJo poses, right? I think that there are a lot.
There is a. Sorry,
oh my God.
I know I'm interrupting. So there is a sort of thing from the JoJo one that why the references to JoJo are so prevalent, and it's because of the manga side of things. Because artists that were starting up after JoJo's began enjoyed JoJo so much they put. When they wanted a comedy serious scene, they would turn their characters into JoJo versions of those characters. And when it was happening in manga, almost nobody got it. Nobody got those references. And it's only people who had read JoJo's that saw this and recognized the style. Everybody else at the time just thought it was a comedy
weird
serious thing that they would, trying to make it so serious it was funny. In the mangas, it worked for that.
I do have a point to that. We can jump to that now if you want, or we can continue talking about references that transcend.
I kind of
keep
have
going
one.
with going. I'm interrupting. So.
Nyaight of the Living Cat, right?
Yeah.
First off, incredibly meme heavy to begin with, right? We had a cat named Tetsuo, literally, wearing a red cape. But in one of the latest episodes, I noticed as so there was this weird little like 3-man biker gang because it's parodying everything about zombie apocalypses, and one of them was riding his bike with his arms crossed in the Gynax pose, and I'm like, oh my god, it's the Gynax pose. It's
What?
the Gynax pose. You didn't notice that? Yeah, he was riding the bike with his arms crossed.
I don't know if I haven't watched.
From
Oh yeah, this is in four
From the,
or five. Yeah.
From what?
So it's that pose when you're riding a motorbike or anything, and you cross your arms and look serious towards the camera, and you're head on.
What,
to the
instead
camera.
of actually having your hands on the handlebars?
Yes.
Yeah. Or it could be a giant
Okay.
robot. You could be doing
Or
a giant robot
anything.
thing. I mean, they've done it in so many Gynax
Okay.
shows.
This is perfect, right? Because I argue that's an Akira thing, right?
I would argue that as well.
Because of at the start of Akira, you
clown
have
gang.
two gangs fighting each other. The head of the clown gang is riding his
Oh, you might be
bike
right.
Yes.
with his arms crossed.
See,
right?
this is
You
playing
might
right to my
actually
point.
be right.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
Nasuth is thinking of it as the Gynax pose, but for me, I would call that the clown posse, Akira, the Akira clown posse pose, the head of the clown gang, and he's that's just going to be you up with
That's insane clown posse. God damn it.
Yeah. Yes.
God damn it, Google!
So-
why have you betrayed us?
Just the Akira clown pose.
Hang on.
sorry,
Hang on.
that's-
Yeah,
Minus
take out
insane.
posse.
So it's from the
Oh, well.
same scene, and it's introduced by the music breathing where you go do do.
Yeah.
That one. So take out the word posse out of the search. That guy, and he's in the original. When you first see him, he's riding down the road with his arms
Yeah.
crossed.
This might be
Instead
better
of
to
being
look for
on
a
the
video,
handlebars.
but oh well.
Why are so many of these AI generated?
Why wouldn't they be?
Yeah,
Touche.
Anyway, oh
there
wait,
it is,
that-
right
that-
there.
yeah, that could.
yes.
You might actually be right.
Mhm.
But I'm pretty sure Akira came out after, like GunBuster and some of their other stuff that Gynax had done.
Let's have a look.
Not that it really matters.
Gunbuster. Where are you?
Because see, this is in GunBuster. You've got both the robot and the character doing it.
Gunbuster was 88.
And so was Akira.
And Akira was also 88, yeah.
Earliest Gynax pose. I honestly have no idea. It probably is GunBuster, actually, by the looks of it.
So,
Hang on.
I mean,
no.
I would argue that this is one of those instances of just done at the same time.
Yeah.
Right.
No, actually, I would say that Akira did it first because Gunbuster's original release date was October
yes,
7th,
that's
1988.
That's true. This was
And-
episodic, and so the episode where this actually
And-
happened was probably much later.
And Akira was July 1988.
Well, I mean that was also
And so would have been in production for the years
Yeah, this
before
is like
it as
episode
well.
5 or 6. So yeah.
Yeah. So the first episode of Gunbuster was in October 88. Akira movie released in July 88.
But at no point in
So
time
would have been, would have been 3 years before that.
I'd like to say that at no point in time do we ever want to quibble over like, oh no, it should be referred to as what's called the Akira
No,
clown bike pose. You know,
It's like finding the source of the Nile. You know, at no
Yeah.
point do you really want to go into that, but it is a fun adventure to go and have.
It's not who did it first, it's who made it, who did it so effectively that it
Prominently.
became yeah.
Yeah.
Because the
So-
biker is like such a small part of the Akira, but what's her name from GunBuster is literally the main character. So.
Yeah. I feel that there are certainly some references that are so much more prominent, or they're made so much more a thing in certain media. Even if it's come out beforehand, it's made so much more of a thing in the most popular iteration of it. Case in point, not anime related, case in point, tablets, handheld tablets existed way before Apple did the iPad. Way before Apple did the iPad. But Apple did the most popular rendition of a tablet, handheld tablet. And as a result, everyone sort of thinks Apple were the ones that created the first portable tablet. And it's like, that's just not true in the slightest. They're the ones that did the most successful tablet, and thus tablets have now taken off. And we've got the smartphones and crap. Anyway.
It's in reference to that, I actually had a very confused discussion with a person that didn't believe that Macs ran on their own OS, because they thought that the question they were asking was all about how could it be a different OS? You know that the operating system is more than just the bit you see in front of you. It's the whole thing that runs the architecture of the computer. Like, yes. So how did they come up with a whole other one when Windows did it first? And like
Windows
didn't do it. Exactly. I had that conversation. Windows didn't do it first. Windows just made it, was just the most popular.
Ow.
They just got it out first. Yeah.
Well, technically Windows stole it from Apple, but that's besides the point.
But Apple made their own. Linux is its own. BSD is its own, even though it's mostly, similar to that. But there's lots of different operating systems that go right down to the base, programming of the machine. It's not, and it was it's a thing. You can actually find the origin.
Yeah.
But some people are very confused as to what that origin might be.
I mean, even going back before GUIs, existed.
Graphical user interface for anyone that doesn't.
DOS.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I guess DOS. I guess technically anything that you can see on the screen is a graphical user interface, but you know what I mean.
No,
something that's not text-based.
No, you're talking the difference between a GUI and a CLI. CLI being command line interface.
Exactly.
But anyway, bring this back to anime. So
I like having a DOS about.
So I think another important reference that I want to touch base with. I'm very sorry, Nasuth, you're not going to like this. Can you jump to Asset 5 for me?
Right, Asset 5? Ah, yes.
So, we have the Yamcha death pose. Right?
Bochi is meme heavy too, so of course you'd expect to see this one in there.
Yeah. Thaylien did get me a lot of references to this. I'm very sorry, Thaylien. But my point is, with the Yamcha death pose, is how much it resonates with the audience, right? I think the three of us are on the exact same page, because I think all three of us have watched Dragon Ball Z.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And all of us have definitely watched Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
To me, the Yamcha death pose is so much funnier because of how I have associated it to Vegeta and Tien and Piccolo and everyone in Dragon Ball Z Abridged taking the piss out of Yamcha for dying in the most pathetic way possible. Right? And whenever I see a meme like this, I feel that is reflected from the existence of the meme culture surrounding Yamcha's death. Yeah? I don't think people are doing it entirely influenced from just Dragon Ball Z. I think they're influenced by everything, by the whole meme culture surrounding it.
I'm not sure you can give all the credit to DBZ Abridged. Because I'm pretty sure
that's why I'm saying the meme culture.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was saying for me personally,
Yes.
DBZ Abridged is what's heavily influenced my reception to seeing things like Bocchi going down, right? And I crack up laughing. Yeah?
It really does just encapsulate the most pathetic death ever. The most...
Yes. You know...
Oh, just brutal. You take this poor, sweet, little innocent, barely able to fight thing and just murder it.
Yep. And my question here is, how much do we think people are on the same wavelength? How many variations of wavelengths are we talking about? How many people see this image of Bocchi lying, you know, unconscious on the floor and just go, feel like that's a reference
funny
to
crater.
something. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So what do you guys think about this?
I think with as reference heavy as Bocchi is, you're gonna know that this is a reference to something, even if you don't know what that reference is.
I don't think in something as reference heavy as Bocchi that everybody's going to get every reference.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's unlikely that anybody's going to get every reference.
But okay, let's take Bocchi out of the equation. Let's say this is Naruto, you know, crated on the floor. Let's say it's Superman crated on the floor. Let's say it's I don't even know who the fuck that is. You know, just pick any other character and they've just crated the floor.
I guess it depends.
I did send you them, so let's see if I can identify which one you're talking about. So there's the main character from Honkai Star Rail. There's one of the characters from the anime of Adventure Quest. There's Lego Ninja. And I think the last one...
That's the one
it's from something really recent.
Don't worry about it.
I think it depends on the tone of the show. If like if it's Naruto, like you said, people might not think this is a reference unless they actually know are aware of the memes. But in something,
especially because in the setting of that Naruto one. So that Naruto one, the creator is there, and it's supposed to. It's a fake out. It's supposed to him having died in a crater, but in that scene, it's a shadow clone that he's left on the surface, and he's tunneled under the ground and comes up underneath his opponent and punches him in the chin.
Right.
And it's one of the more impressive fights in the early Naruto series because he's fighting up against Neji, who's this incredibly powerful one at the time. And so, yes, it's a reference, but I don't think many of the people watching it, if they hadn't seen DBZ, would know it's a reference in the first place.
Yeah.
They would just think it's all part of what they intended to be the ploy for making him look like it, you know, for the fake out, for making him look like he was defeated.
So, I think... Were you going to say something, Nasuth?
I was gonna say it's just interesting that most people don't reference, for this one especially, most people don't reference the original. They reference the memes, like you said earlier. I think that's the most interesting part of this one.
And a part of me wonders, like, so how many people, especially in our community or you know, the greater anime community, have watched Bocchi the Rock and have been able to understand like the meme heavy culture of it, or the meme heavy embrace of it.
This is getting into your other question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like,
are they losing out? Are they not able to enjoy it as much?
Well, no. I think his other question was specifically: are these shows not getting dubs because they're too meme heavy?
Oh, that's yeah.
Because they're like we said at the top of the show, there are a lot of things that Western audiences aren't going to get just by virtue of being Western audiences. It's not their fault. It's just that they haven't been in, unless they're big anime fans, they haven't been in that sort of thing. So your average Netflix user who is just watching dubbed anime because it's something they can watch, might not get Bocchi the Rock because there's just too many weird references that they don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I don't know.
That is that, you know. I think if you want to swap to asset 6, you know, we've spoken about it before on the show, right? The Super Saiyan hairstyle, everyone's gonna fucking care.
Knows that.
I think this is so much more prevalent than the Kaneda's bike slide, right?
Yeah.
I cannot think,
because a bike slide can just be a bike slide and be written off as such. This you can't write it off as anything other than Super Saiyan.
A Dragon Ball Z reference. Yes,
you can.
Right?
You can. I was going to bring this up because do you know what more Western culture will know than Dragon Ball Z Super Saiyan? Supersonic.
From anime?
Oh, Supersonic. Maybe.
Sonic from Sonic the Hedgehog. Because Supersonic was based off Super Saiyan. Supersonic is based off Super Saiyan, green, gold, and having blue eyes, and yes.
But he only turns. But his hair doesn't grow and change in that. It only changes color.
No, but it turns gold and goes that kind of spiky.
It does change direction.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, changes direction and yes. So it actually spikes up instead of down. So it's a whole reference to Super Saiyan.
I don't know. I still think Super Saiyan is probably the more recognizable one.
So, but for people who aren't anime watchers, are more likely to have been video game players. Especially with the Sonic movies coming out.
Maybe.
And introducing Super Sonic in a very good way.
Maybe with the Sonic movies, you might be right. If we're talking just the games, I don't think you're right.
But in terms but the Sonic the comic has been a staple part of the comic universe for as long as Batman
segment of the population. Let's face it.
No, I'm gonna support Thaylien on this. I'm gonna support Thaylien on this. The manga of the first appearance of Super Saiyan, or Goku, basically Super Saiyan, was March 19th, 1991. Right. The first Super Sonic was in Sonic 2, which came out November 21st, 1992. Right?
Sorry, is that the first appearance of Super Saiyan in... Did you say manga?
Manga.
Oh, wow.
Yes, the manga.
Yes. The manga was out for a hell of a long time before the anime.
Honestly, though, they're both based on older myths, which is why you even see people like Luffy doing it.
But... it's also the fact that Akira Toriyama literally came out in an interview saying he just didn't want to draw Goku's black hair for that movie.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So I feel that I'm inclined to agree more with Thaylien than this being a Sonic thing, right? If we were talking like early 2000s, I would have agreed with you. Nasuth, but considering how stupidly popular and rooted in poor anime watching,
disagree. Oh no! Okay. Wait. You're saying wait. I thought you were supporting Thaylien, that it was Supersonic that wins.
I am.
Oh no, I disagree because
Super Saiyan is rooted in anime watching versus Sonic being in video game culture. So
he's saying that Super Sonic would be more recognizable.
Thaylien was saying
I was saying that. Sorry, because the thing is, you both said that there's nothing else that you could reference this being, or this be a reference to, and I said no. That's the thing, is it could be Supersonic, which again is a reference to Super Saiyan, but non-anime watchers might see Supersonic instead of Super Saiyan.
Especially with the Sonic the Hedgehog movies coming out now, etc.
Right. I'm sorry, I got it wrong. I'm actually in support of Nasuth, not Thaylien.
Okay, all right.
I genuinely think that a lot of the world would see this as Super Saiyan.
Because first you'd have to own a Sega system of some sort. Then you'd have to be playing Sonic. versus
Again,
having this on Toonami in the 90s and early 2000s.
Right.
So was Sonic X.
So
I think you're underestimating how much in the culture Sonic is in the Western culture. If for younger people watching cartoons and reading comics, there are, but also as a concept, it really is quite a large one. One of the most diverse fan bases, in fact, is Sonic, for all the different things it can have, all the different games it's had over the years, all the iterations, and all the crossovers.
Xeno, you seem like you wanted to move on.
You know.
Anyway, the point is, people are going to see this, they're going to recognize it, but are they going to resonate with it as much as they would anything else? I think, in all honesty, this joke meme, I keep pointing in the wrong direction, this joke meme of the entire crew of 100 girlfriends going Super Saiyan to protect Shizuku, I think is fantastic, right? Because of how they brought it into the episode.
I think that even if you hadn't seen Super anything, if this was the first animated thing you were watching and you'd never read comics or played games before this, you would get this moment. You would understand this moment intrinsically, because of basically Super Saiyan is just a representation for that snap moment
of overflowing. Overflowing power
when you power up through emotion, and so to your point of references transcending the media, this is definitely one of them, because it's contextual. Context is key, and if you can understand context, you've got this
right.
But in general, would you say that 100 Girlfriends did get a dub, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
But this one is also incredibly meme heavy. So why does this get a dub, but Bocchi doesn't?
I know. So I actually have a few. I have a few theories that, like, one is anything to do with music, I think has the potential of backlashing.
Because then they have to worry about either translating the song and having a new person sing it, or keeping the original and having it clash with the voice with the dub. Yeah,
distribution is the big thing.
Also, that one.
I think it depends on the subtlety of the meme culture. So there is an anime that is meme heavy called Macademy Washoi. Right? I think we actually do have it in the system if you want to turn off the assets for a second now.
Oh, yep, sure.
It might just be under Academy Washoi. Where are you?
Oh, Reina. I'm glad she's really warmed up to you.
She is adorable. I wish this camera didn't flicker quite so much.
There it is. Right.
She is the Kanpai
Cast. Oh my god. So Macademy Washoi will play homage to things like Evangelion, right? There is one instance in the series where the main characters do a nerve, right? So they got like nerve headquarters. They're trying to fight off this.
Yes, the control room. The command room, whatever it is.
Yes, and they are fighting off this very... you know Puri Puri Prisoner from One Punch Man?
Oh, no.
Right? That, but an angel. Right? They're fighting an angel.
Puri Puri Prisoner is an angel.
Right, but my point is that that's the joke in Macademy Washoi, right? So you got this very, very buff masculine man who's got wings and everything, and so you've got the Evangelion nerve and everything, and it all ties together to make the joke, right?
Right.
But this never got a dub, right? I think depending on how mature the jokes are, the target demographic is, I think that also has a huge negative impact on who the target, sorry, whether or not it gets a dub. Another show that we
because
or I
everyone
recently
knows cartoons are for kids.
Yes. Another show that I recently covered was Apocalypse Hotel. This has a lot of memes in it, right? But the jokes are really subtle. Hell, I showed you guys one of the jokes and you both burst out laughing because it was just so out of left field, right? I still watch it and, you know, it still catches me off guard. But I think, and again, this is one that hasn't been picked up for a dub. I think a large part of it is the fact that if they want to go for the lowest common denominator, they want to go for people that will just accept
jokes.
it.
That plays perfectly to American audiences.
Yes, but those poop jokes are only in one episode now. So.
Damn.
But you're seeing my point, though. I think a lot of it comes down to if they don't think that they can draw in the crowd, they're not going to go for it. I would not be surprised with the absolute fame and success that Uma Musume has had. They're going to start trying to go for Uma Musume dubs, right? I would not be surprised if they do, because there's so much anime of it already. You know,
and games.
There is also to be said something to be said about the number of quality voice actors that they can actually get a hold of to do these dubs.
Yes.
But so, that said, yeah, I think you have a point. I think you have a good point.
So I also want to talk about keeping all of this in mind.
Sorry, just before you move on, Uma Musume does present a unique problem with getting a dub. It's because it's based on Japanese racehorses, and the events around Japanese.
They're not just.
No, but most of the jokes are about the ones that Japan knows the best. For example, Gold Ship. Most of almost the entire comedy of that horse comes from knowing what that horse did and what that horse was like, and why animating them in the way they did, and the references they make there.
To be honest,
you wouldn't know them without looking them up.
It's kind of weird, but horses are strangely popular, and so it wouldn't surprise me if people know about these horses.
Strangely popular gambling, you mean?
Well, yes, definitely.
I think Thaylien does have a point. Unfortunately, we don't have Uma Musume in the system, but
My Little Pony.
I think Thaylien has a valid point here. This is a perfect example of something that is so heavily referenced outside of anime. Could you really enjoy it? So, example, there's one instance in the Uma Musume series where Gold Ship is showing off, right? And she jumps over the guardrail.
Xeno's favorite moment.
Has massive... Fuck, what are those glasses? Fuck, I can't remember what those glasses are called.
Aviators?
Thank you, yes. Yeah, I was going to say, like, it's something to do with pilots. Yeah, aviators. Have massive aviators on, and is just stood there in a macho pose, just looking, right, in one direction. And it, like... I didn't know it was a fucking Michael Jackson reference.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know? I was like, oh, this makes so much fucking sense for Gold Ship. Right? But
I liked her writing the segue too.
Yes. Doing anything but actually racing is hilarious.
Yeah,
so,
even just like the kind of poses.
So, and her eye is invincible.
Well, I mean, it's not just her, but I think this also kind of segues into my first part.
See, I don't even watch
Uma
Musume, and I know some of these memes. But that's how. Anyway.
Yes.
So the JoJo reference, right? So you would have heard throughout this entire episode, oh, that's a JoJo's reference, right? JoJo's has been so heavily memed on, but not everyone is going to get it. I think JoJo falls just short of transcending meme culture. And a lot of people are going to see JoJo memes and just not get them at all. Yeah?
I think it depends on how obscure the JoJo meme is. I think most people are going to know the Dio and Jotaro, probably the manga one even better than the show. You know, that one panel? The walk, yeah.
Any reference to stands, I think that even if you don't know what a stand is specifically, somebody standing menacingly behind another person and making the same exact pose is a fairly good JoJo reference.
I feel like most of them are going to come from part 2 and 3, and if they come from any other part, people are just going to get kind of like, what? What is this?
No, but at the same time,
I too have seen Steel Ball Run.
There's the the part 5, kicking that guy.
Oh
because,
yes, and drinking the coffee.
The coffee.
Yeah. There's also what's the name of the damn thing? So many with Joseph Joestar, which was part 3. There's also the stone mask, which has only ever appeared in part 1. The number of references. How many times have you seen an image of a stone mask that's real life, and there's like a news caption underneath of it taking the piss, and underneath,
100%.
you got like JoJo,
I was
put it back, everybody. This is not the time to uncover that mask.
Yes, or when they find something at the bottom of the ocean and they bring it up and they're like,
sarcophagus, or speedwagon being the best waifu, right?
Yeah. But how many of those would really break containment and make it outside of the anime culture?
And that's my point, right? So
I really
Nasuth,
think it's the comic
friend.
panel one or the manga
Asset
panel we're talking about.
Asset 1, please.
I didn't bring it up more. I had a question that contained references to it. So you're referencing the references.
Right. Asset 1.
Cool. So,
King Crimson!
Game.
Oh, yes. Yeah, King Crimson has made it pretty far out, I will say.
Hold on. So, No Game, No Life has a non-zero number of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure references. Although technically No Game, No Life came out 2 years after JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 1 and 2, I certainly didn't, my notes are awful. It certainly didn't hit my watch list until like 4 years later. Right? And the references that were made in No Game, No Life were from parts 4 and 5, which weren't to be released until 2016 and 2018, respectively.
So clearly a fan of the manga.
Exactly. So many JoJo references that are seen throughout anime that appeared really early on are entirely inspired by the manga, right? I respect this, but until I had seen JoJo,
you just thought they were really
these jokes just
moments.
Went right over my head. Yeah. Right? And it wasn't until that I went back and watched No Game, No Life did I go, oh my god, that's a JoJo's reference. I never picked up on that. Right? And this, I feel, this is not a detriment, I don't think, to my experience with No Game, No Life. I still loved No Game, No Life. But...
See, this is really interesting. I think I know where Nasuth's going with this particular question. So, why did you not get these references and not interfere with your enjoyment of No Game No Life, but it did interfere with your enjoyment of that episode of Dan to Dan?
I was trying to figure out how to word this, because I think the issue is he didn't know these were references. He thought these were just silly moments naturally occurring in the show. So if you hadn't known that Danadan was referencing something, even if you didn't know what the reference was, would that scene have been better for you?
I think it would have. Right? It's a bit of an odd one. Can you take the assets away?
Oh yes.
It's a bit of an odd one because like I could quite clearly tell.
Close the screenshot. Put it back.
No, I could quite clearly tell that the scene in Dandadan was referencing something, and I knew it was because I could vaguely remember
it was
what the
tickling
damn
something,
song
a memory
was.
in your mind.
There
yeah.
was also the context to be had in what was happening in that scene.
Yes, exactly. Right. So I'm not going to go into any further detail. But with No Game No Life, when it was making its JoJo references, they just went over my head. I thought, oh, funny show doing funny, serious moment and stupid poses. And I didn't get that it was trying to make a JoJo's reference, a show that I'd never seen before. Right? Things like...
here's a question. If you had seen maybe part 1 and 2, so you kind of had a feeling of the art style, do you think that would have changed your opinion? Because then you might recognize this is a JoJo reference, but I don't know what it's referencing in JoJo.
Yes. I think I would have been able to get that it was a JoJo's reference. Because...
Okay.
But would that have changed your enjoyment?
How cool would it have been? How would it have been if you'd watched JoJo first, the bits that were out, then you had watched No Game No Life, seen all these references, thought, hang on, that's
and then you watched
JoJo.
JoJo.
And then you'd watch JoJo and realize,
No
oh
Game
my
No
god,
Life
they're referencing
reference.
things that hadn't even come out yet.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think it's a dangerous territory because if I had watched parts 1 and 2 first, because part 3 hadn't come out at this point, if I watched part 1 and 2 first, then watched No Game No Life, gone, that's a JoJo reference, but I don't understand it. I then go away and look it up. I may have spoiled myself inadvertently for some of the cool stuff in parts 5 and 6, 4 and 5 of JoJo. Well, I say cool bits of part 4. I mean, part 4 is a hot pile of garbage. Sorry, that's I need to stop. But yeah, I mean, it's, you know, I think it's dangerous, but I feel that JoJo references are not Yamcha references. They're not Super Saiyan references. They do not transcend the source material that everyone just knows them. There's one reference with JoJo, which is, I guess I'm gay now, right? Because if you like JoJo, you've got to... Go on.
I think the art style transcends in the same way as the Yamcha pose, and I think the same thing is true for Fist of the North Star. When you see a show referencing that style, it doesn't matter how deeply they're referencing it per se. They make something that's a little obscure from the original, but you know it's still there. You know it's still funny because of the way they've changed the art style.
I agree with you, and Good Luck Girl is a perfect example of this.
Yeah.
To elaborate slightly, there's a scene where the main character is trying to hide her self in a crowd from someone she had met literally just earlier that day, and that someone's a new transfer to the classroom. So in order to hide, she puts on a Fist of the North Star presence, and then it becomes a disease because everyone starts putting on this Fist of the North Star presence, and you can see it spread throughout the classroom. But again,
so there's no particular scene.
So I think you're right there. If you know the Fist of the North Star art style, it carries through. Right? Because I've not watched Fist of the North Star. I recognize the art style, but I've never seen the actual
and I think that might be true
movies
for a
or
wider
series.
Western audience too. Just you know, in general.
And this is my point, because can you still enjoy the show if you don't necessarily know the source of the memes?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, would I have enjoyed Good Luck Girl as much, or that scene particularly, if I didn't know the Fist of the North Star art style?
Or that it was contagious.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a question for both of you, all right? Can you think of...
I tend not to.
I noticed. But can you think of a show that makes reference to another show? You think of an anime A, that references another anime B, right? That you would only know that had you watched anime B.
Yes.
Go on.
The one that's terrible, Fruit of Evolution,
Okay.
has a moment where it references the congratulations scene from Evangelion.
Oh my fucking god. Okay.
Yes, so somebody they do something successful, they're on their way, and everybody claps around doing the congratulations for the main characters. But that scene, they do it in the exact same style against the blue sky. Yes, but that's the thing. I wouldn't know that because I've not seen any memes about that specifically.
Yeah,
in a very long time.
I'm with Thaylien on this. But he's also seen the show.
Yeah, but I don't think I would have seen them in the same way if I hadn't seen Evangelion. I wouldn't have seen them as a reference to Evangelion. The ones I have all been references to that scene, but not that scene itself as a meme.
I can give a complete supporting thing for Thaylien on this. Oh shit! Do we not have it in this? We don't have it in the system. Good. So great. Gintama, right? Gintama or Gintama makes so many bloody references to everything around it, and actually makes reference to not only the scene that Thaylien was just describing, but the 4 kids' edits of One Piece. Right? God. So I think it's like even the first episode or something. He's in a classroom, right? And he is smoking. He has this white stick in his mouth, and there's smoke coming out from the end. And a kid goes, "You can't smoke in here. This is an anime for kids and things like this, and it's a school." It's like, what are you talking about? I'm not smoking. It's a lollipop. Literally pulls out this lollipop that's like bigger than his head, right? And then see, it's a lollipop, and then puts it back in his mouth, and it continues smoking, right? And it's just literally to take the piss out of
the 4 kids edit for Sanji.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. And
although with 4 kids, they did go to the effort of removing the smoke as well.
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't carry the same weight.
Yeah, it's still clearly a cigarette. And
then there's that one guy that has 5 in his mouth, and so he's got the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Nasuth, you suddenly sound so much more intelligent. Sorry, what?
He's got 2 cigars in his mouth at all times. Captain Smoker is literally smoking.
Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really good impression of Nasuth. You should do that.
Is this an Evangelion reference?
No,
makes you sound fantastic.
What? Okay.
Oh no! Wait, no. This is clearly a Thundercats reference. I'm sorry. My bad.
It's a Thundercats reference. Definitely Thundercats reference. No,
it's a Gundam reference because it's a mobile-based.
I can't believe Gundam is referencing Thundercats.
So
amazing.
This isn't Gundam. This is Code Geass. Jesus Christ.
Oh, is it Code Geass then?
That's what.
Anyway.
They're referencing Gundam, referencing Thundercats.
Right. Now,
Conception.
I was asked. Let's talk about more broad cultural references. So we're not just talking about anime references within anime, but just cultural references from Japan that's in anime, right? We're talking things like the jelly donuts from Pokemon, right? I was asked specifically, can we touch upon this, right? What about the jelly donuts from Pokemon? Because we have so many different viewpoints from this, right? all coming down to how the references are accepted by the audience, right? So younger generations will see the reference and just accept it that, oh, it's a jelly donut, right? That's that white ball there, that's a jelly donut. It's got so much powdered sugar on it, it's pure white, right? Wow, how's that powdered sugar? I don't know. We've got references like the one we've just made with Gintama and 4Kids. You know, the Gintama also made the Evangelion clapping around the thing reference. The Fruit of Evolution did the same thing. The question here is, when you actually have cultural stuff involved, where do you draw the line to stop pausing what you're watching and just enjoy it? Does that make sense?
It does, and I think
simpler question.
I feel
Let's break it down further, easier, right? When you're watching something, do you guys pause and go, "I want to know what the fuck they're talking about right now," or do you wait for the episode to end?
almost never.
Yeah.
It's like same with voice. When I'm looking for voice actors, if I wonder who a voice actor is, I'll wait till the end of the episode, then look it up.
Oh no, I will pause to look up for a voice actor, but most of the time I won't. Like, I'm not. Yeah, I probably won't look it up right away for something cultural, like a cultural reference, but I'll probably write it down and be like, I need to go look at what this is. Unless it's super vital to the plot. If it's super vital to the plot, I might pause and go look it up and be like, I need to know what this is. But like, you know, when I was watching that Own Myoji show a couple seasons back, I had no idea what an Own Myoji was, or you know, any of that. So I eventually went to go look it up, and that's how I learned more about the time period that they were in and all that stuff. But I didn't look it up right away. I looked it up after I was done with that episode.
I think for me, one example I have is Fate Stay Night. Oh, sorry, not Fate Stay Night. Fate.
Grand Order.
Grand Order.
Okay.
Yeah, Grand Order.
With which character?
Babylon. It's the Babylon one.
Oh, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's her gigantic ability that creates in the anime. It creates a gigantic
It's
thing.
the season. It's the season. It's something Babylon.
Oh,
Babylonia or something like Fate Grand Order Babylonia or something.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah.
So one character, who the hell is a Reshkigal, right? You know, who on earth
I can't believe you wouldn't know that.
who on earth is oh crap, what was the Enkidu, right? Who on earth is
Really?
What?
Wait.
Okay.
Really?
No, seriously. I like in all my education, like, you know,
They never made you want to listen to read Gilgamesh?
Nope.
What about oh god, who's the Norse one? With Grendel.
Oh, Beowulf. Nope.
Beowulf. Did they ever make you read Beowulf?
Nope.
Wow.
No, I just read it. They didn't make me read it either.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just read these things because I was
British
interested
culture
in
in
reading.
decline.
No, but like I'm in complete agreement with you now.
I went like
right?
to the library and things.
So oh fuck that was like 3 towns over. But the
At school.
Fuck that was like 3 towns over.
Yeah, but while I was at school, I went to the library. The library at
No,
school.
we didn't have a library at school. We just had a
skill
mud
issue
pit.
then.
Well, this
Anyway,
was Wales, so
we
yeah.
Couldn't
Oh, good
afford
point.
books, right? Anyway, but like, you know, there were so many characters within Fate Grand Order
Fates,
Babylonia
yeah.
that I was just like, who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is this? Who the fuck? I've watched Fate Babylonia like twice, maybe 3 times now, and there's still characters I have to pause to fully understand who the hell it is, right? Ishtar, Ereshkigal, Enkidu, Gilgamesh, Leonidas, those are characters I truly understand and get now who they are, right? There's another one.
To be fair, I wouldn't have known about Leonidas without 300.
No. I knew who Leonidas was because of 300, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like Quetzalcoatl, I still have to bloody look up who the hell they are.
Oh, that's kind of culturally relevant over here, so we learned a lot about it in like elementary school. So yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't know who that was from Dragon Maid.
Yeah, I don't think he'd watched Dragon Maid.
Watched Babylonia before Dragon Maid.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. Again, who I don't know who the Japanese samurai character is. I can never remember their name. There's also a monk character. I can't remember their name. And like, there's so many characters. I just don't understand who the hell these people are. You know? Oh, Merlin, I understood. Merlin was just like, yeah, I know Merlin.
Because it's culturally relevant to you.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah. Don't know why King Arthur, fucking Arturia, is a blonde anime girl, but you know, that kind of thing.
But I think one of the important parts is that I had to stop so damn often. It was massively ruining my experience of enjoying the series because I just didn't know who the fuck. If there was a break screen,
did you really need to know?
Yes,
who they
with Fate
were
you need to know.
Okay.
Yes, with Fate you need because
that explains many of their abilities and their stories.
But can't you just enjoy their abilities without like?
No, because the problem is they fucking keep their abilities secret. Right? They keep their identities secret because if you know what their weaknesses are, you can actually fucking beat them. Like that. So
why can't you just watch them as they use them instead of like knowing ahead of time what they might have?
That's the thing. Imagine Nasuth, okay? Imagine you had no idea who King Arthur was, right?
Yeah.
And a person appeared in front of you and had an invisible sword.
Okay, I have no I have no idea who the fuck Luffy is, but he steps in front of me and shifts into Gear 5. Yeah.
So, okay, imagine, this person with an invisible sword, so you've heard of, maybe you've heard the legend of Excalibur, right? And it was wielded by King Arthur. The person that doesn't identify themselves steps in front of you with an invisible sword, could be any swordsman with an invisible sword, and you wouldn't know that you had to expect the abilities of Excalibur, the strongest sword in myth. And the King of England, the mythical King of England, you would be thrown off because there's any number of mythical swordsmen that person could be. Okay, so for most of the fight, they'll just be fighting like a swordsman, but the special ability can come out of nowhere and blindside you. See,
I don't know why that matters to you, the audience. I don't know why that matters to the audience, though. You're telling me things that matter to the opponent of the character.
Because the audience knows the name of the character and is expecting them to do these things or have this to be understood by the other characters if they are known.
So, one point to Fate is that a lot of the servants try to hide their identity and lie about who they are to obscure what their abilities are.
I just don't see how this is any different from any other anime character who you don't know yet, who hasn't shown their abilities off. It's about the mystery, right? So, for example, yes. So then, why would you go look up who they are?
Whoa. I have a very good answer for this, right? Because
hold on. I want to clarify. I genuinely want to clarify. Right. You know who Medusa is, Nasuth?
Yeah.
Right? You know what
Depends on which
Medusa's
version of
weaknesses
Medusa
are.
we're talking about, actually. But yes, yeah.
Right. You know what Medusa's weaknesses are? Yeah?
Not really. I only remember the one that they used to defeat her, which wasn't even really a weakness.
Yeah.
Right.
You're looking in a mirror.
Yeah.
So that you don't look directly at her.
But I'm pretty sure that's not her only weakness.
But the point is, you know what her weaknesses are. Yeah?
A way to defeat her.
In Fate Babylonia, they actually try to lie who Medusa is, and they say that she is Tiamat, right? And that lie obscures her weaknesses because they think in order to defeat Tiamat, they have to do a different thing entirely.
You're telling me why it matters to the characters, not why it matters to the audience.
Here's the answer, Nasuth. So, it's anticipation versus surprise. Have you know that basic difference? So, if you are a movie director, right? Surprise would be you are sitting in a cafeteria with lots of people and one of the tables explodes. Anticipation is where you show the bomb beforehand, you pan up into the cafeteria. You know it's going to happen, you know it's going to go off, but it raises the tension of the scene. It gives a chance for things to happen differently. Maybe subversion of your expectation, where somebody comes in and diffuses the bomb before it goes off. It's a tension thing for the audience. You know who the character is, and so you understand what they're trying to obscure, what they're trying to do, and then it actually makes anticipation for the events that happen.
But if I have a brand new character in just any other like shonen anime or what have you, who I don't know, I don't know their powers, I don't know their weaknesses, how is that any different than you not knowing the historical references?
The entire setting. It's because Fate is mythical historical figures. Knowing who those mythological historical figures are is important to the show and important to the audience. Okay, if it's just a random anime character,
I'll take your word for it,
then of course you don't have to know.
To me.
Because it's an anticipation thing based on knowing the myths and how they're going to interpret them.
Yeah, I think the big thing here is with a lot of shows like How to Be Ordinary. I think How to Be Ordinary was the mystery one.
How to Become Ordinary,
How to Become Ordinary.
Yes.
That was a show that you loved, and you loved how the mystery was unfolded and everything. But you had all the pieces to the puzzle before you. You just didn't know that it was a piece to the puzzle. Am I correct?
More or less, yeah.
Yeah. The problem with a lot of the Fate franchise is that they will not give you the vast majority of the puzzles, and they expect you as the audience member to know this shit. And that is the deterrent we are talking about. How many times do I have to go fucking read up about a character before it becomes too much and I just don't want to watch the show anymore?
But do they eventually reveal who the character actually is?
They do eventually reveal who the character is.
Then I don't see a problem.
Right?
They often initially reveal it to the audience. They often initially reveal it to the audience for that tension, so that the audience knows the name to look up and knows the things they're trying to do and the things that could be used. But they then reveal it in the story to the other characters later.
I'm sure if I watched it, it would actually make more sense to me. That's probably what the problem here is. I feel like I'm just caught up on something pedantic. Yes. I'm keeping us here way too long. What do you want to talk about next?
I think to me
on the question.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. So on the question, I did think of one I absolutely had to stop and go and look something up. Mm-hmm. Okay. And this was Tenjou Tenge.
God.
Such a bad show. But it was such a bad show that they used an explanation for combat techniques in their school using the elemental system, not the typical elements that you'd think, but the more Japanese style, where it is metal, earth, wood, fire, and water, with all of these interacting differently. Not in the same way that we would, and you'd notice that air isn't on that list, because air just exists. It's not a metal, it's not a non-material that you can use, as it were. But they explained it so badly in the show, I had to go look up what they meant. So I had to stop the show when they used the explanation. And the dub actually even use it wrong, where they actually, instead of using metal, they used the word gold.
My God.
And they said it really in a weird cadence. Oh, he's using gold in the cycle of earth, water, gold, metal. Earth, water, gold, fire. So, of course, his techniques won't work because they don't interact the right way. And they just explained it so badly. I went, hang on, what? And I had to go and actually look that up. And it did ruin what little enjoyment I was getting out of the show.
Tenjou Tenge is a special one, to say the least.
Yes.
It is a very like, ugh. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I think if you have to stop, for me personally, I think my limit is if I have to stop more than twice an episode, right, to go look something up, I'm done. Right? It's like I would rather go read the source material and absorb it at my pace than have something go at a starting speed. Like, I don't get me wrong, I love to death Ghost in the Shell. I think Ghost in the Shell is fucking fantastic. I cannot cope with the subtitles. Right? The terminology and things are too complicated. It goes too quickly. I'm a plebeian. I need the dub. Right? I love Ghost in the Shell.
I think the shot of her falling off the building and turning invisible is one that people know a lot as well. You know, even outside of anime circles.
Yeah. I think
kinda
that's another reference. Yeah, I think that's another reference that is quite possibly transcended meme culture. So, right. I don't know if you guys have anything else you want to touch upon. Obviously,
I want to touch upon Thalien's cat.
I wasn't going to say it, but Zainaz just went there anyway. So, should we bring to conclusions?
Yes, absolutely.
My initial question for you was, are anime shows that are so heavily embroiled in references a good experience for the audience? Could the audience completely miss out on a fantastic anime experience because they miss the subtle nuances in the show?
I feel that what matters is if the audience knows it's a reference or not.
Okay.
If they know it's a reference and don't get it, it can ruin the experience. However, if they don't know it's a reference, it's fairly easy to say, "Oh, haha, funny scene."
Yeah, it depends on how it's used in that case too. I think because it needs to be something that they do, if they don't recognize it as a reference, it needs to be something that still fits in with the general tone, or is so out of place that in a show that uses out of place humor already, or something like that. Similar things.
It's similar to the Naruto one. You wouldn't know it's a reference if you hadn't seen Dragon Ball Z. You would have just passed it off as, "Oh yeah, that's a situation where he's using it for a purpose," and it's not an homage. Same with the bike side. If you didn't know the reference, it's just a cool scene.
But I think it also can ruin it. As come back to the old Kanpai Cast slogan:
Adage.
"Whip out your prostate." No, wait. I mean, sorry. It could have been done right.
Very true.
God damn it, Nasuth. I think
that prostate.
It's
kind of a Bond merger.
I think that shows that are heavily embroiled, as I put it, in references can be an absolutely fantastic experience for the audience. I mean, I love Bocce the Rock to the nth degree. I mean, I wouldn't stop harping on about it until Nasuth and Loz watched it with me, right?
Yeah.
And I think you both enjoyed it a lot.
Oh yeah, it was great.
Definitely.
But I also feel like it can be a barrier to entry. And if you watch shows of that nature and you don't enjoy it, it's going to be a mark against anime in general in the viewer's eyes. Yeah?
I think the fact that Bocce does it enough of its own like non-referential crazy humor, I think most audiences would be able to get past the references that they don't understand.
Thaylien?
I thought of one. So we referenced My Dress Up Darling in terms of the memes that came out from it. But have you thought about what the show itself references so much? Because in that show, all of the costumes that they dress up in are based on made-up shows,
completely
games,
made-up things,
series, movies, anything, right? However, each one of those made-up ones is made up based on a genre or another show. For example, one of the costumes that they do, in fact, is how they meet some of the other members of the cast, is from a magical girl show. And that show, when they actually they make it up and they actually animate part of one of the episodes, and even make a reference to, hang on, it's a magical girl show, but she's always just like punching them in the face, which is a reference to other types of color-coded Sentai shows. You know, so they're supposed to be nice, but they end up just punching somebody in the face. And it's the costume that she uses then is for one of those magical girls, but looks almost in theme.
I thought that one was more of a reference to airing this season, but it was Penny and Stocking, because they even talk about how the art style changes.
Yeah, yes.
That's what I thought it was.
So it's there is one of those that's a reference to how the art style changes there. Yes. And they do that as well. There's a game where she dresses up as one that's very, very revealing, puts on sharp teeth, and it's obviously like a Tekken reference. The one they're doing from the current season, where it's a girl that dressed up as a guy for being a host at a host club. It's just Oran High School Host Club, but with a different plot. It's references to other shows that are familiar to people who have watched anime, but of course, if you haven't, these are just made-up shows and could be taken completely normally as made-up shows.
Oddly enough, I am 100% falling into I'm just taking them at face value, that it's just, they made up a show.
Exactly.
And it's like, I don't
they don't detract from your viewing at all, do they?
I mean, like, yeah, you're not wrong. Because I kind of feel that the one you were referring to just now with the host club and things was actually more in line with, is it monthly Nozeko-chan?
But I think that sort of proves his point, is that it's not necessarily a direct reference, it's a genre reference.
Yeah.
Indeed. So it's familiar because if you've watched anime, you know shows like those, and you think, I see what they're getting at. I see where this is coming from. Yeah.
Cool.
So I feel that not getting the reference doesn't necessarily ruin your view, as long as the reference is general enough. It fits in with the theme of the show.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give you that. Again, this is our takes on the whole thing. We'd love to hear what the audience thinks. This oddly enough, this topic was purely inspired by Dan Dan Season 2, and I think it's worked out quite well.
It's worked out quite well.
Yeah. But it's time to move on to the rest of the show and move on to the supporter questions. Right, so need to zoom in. Right. Zerugal asks, it's now time for the supporter questions. So while I'm getting them ready, you folks at home can enter your chance to win. I am not saying that. You are not winning one of my figures. Fuck off.
Just read all of it. Come on.
Oh my god. You folks at home can enter your chance to win one of these fine figurines. All you need to do is make sure you're subscribed to the channel and leave a comment down below, and we'll get back to you when the contest concludes. No purchase is necessary. Void in the US, Canada, and territories of Guam, and all known points of space-time. Also void outside of space-time. Any likenesses to persons living or dead is purely coincidental. No figurines will actually be given away.
There you go. See?
What is up with that font?
It's superscript. It's just superscript.
No, but like there's
the same
the
font.
eyes. The eyes on the figurines actually have eyes, but the eyes on living don't.
I don't know.
Ah.
I don't know what's up with that. Anyway, web browsers. What are they worth? Right. Zrul also asks, can you give me 2, one good, one bad, examples of things they used to do in anime but don't anymore? They can be characters, animators, or writers. You pick. Oh, God.
They don't let Akira Toriyama write manga anymore.
Oh, that's because...
That is not okay. That is not okay.
Sorry, that's too
That's
soon.
not okay, Thaylien.
All right.
it is okay.
They don't make insulting... The bad thing they do was they don't make insulting racist comments. Like, Timmy, run like there's a black man behind you. And then he falls over.
God.
And, well,
Oh my
at least he's
God.
not racist.
I was gonna say they don't make
that's-
horribly stereotyped looking black characters anymore.
Yeah, that's a point. They don't do that, and I'm glad they don't do that.
Exactly.
One bad thing is they let anyone have a podcast.
Yeah, I don't know why Xeno's got this podcast. Sometimes it's just really weird.
One good thing is there's just so much more to choose from. Like, yeah, there's a lot of trash out there, but there's some
No, it's a good thing they used to do. Good thing they used to do, but don't do anymore.
Good thing that they used to do, but they don't do anymore.
Hand
used to get the
drawing
pointed questions
everything.
before.
No,
yeah.
actually, no. I'm gonna deny that one. I'm gonna say the violence was a hell of a lot more violent.
Oh, that's true. That is true. That is
Like
true.
the original Guyver OVA, like
They
yep,
don't
you
do
saw
enough
bone and blood
experimental
and
stuff
everything.
anymore. Like Black
That's not
Magic
true.
M66.
That's not true.
Or Eyes of Mars.
Anyway,
The care that anime movies used to put into their backgrounds, like cityscapes. Nowadays, anime movies don't put nearly as much
It's all just
detail
CGI
into mechanical
garbage.
movements and yeah.
maybe. Anyway, Nasuth number 8 asks, if you had to give away 2 figurines, which 2 would you pick? These 2 right there. Yeah.
We're not figurines.
We got one there, we got one there, we got one there.
I'll let this one take over then.
Be the most sensible thing you ever did. Right.
She's so cozy.
Now what if it was 2 of your Guyver figurines? What the fucking god? I've got like I got 2 little look, what they got, the Gashapon ones I can dig out, and there you go.
There you go.
goes.
You did
They're
it.
not on the
Gino.
shelf though.
You did it.
Right. Ricus Van Moozle DeRolo the 7th asks, which anime figurines do you want but don't want to afford?
I think you meant don't. You
Hey,
can't afford, but
Can't afford.
I wrote
Well,
it
I
down.
mean, you
I
don't wanna
copied
spend
it
the
as he
money
wrote
on
it. Yeah.
I read that as you don't want to spend the money on.
Don't want to spend the money on. Yeah.
There is a life-size Tifa
Oh, Lord.
made
I
with
don't know.
extra parts for
just-
making it
God.
much more expensive.
Or
And I don't want to be able to afford that one.
Or you know how we've been having the conversation of you finish your sentences like 2 sentences early.
No,
I want that figurine.
no, I don't.
I'm
know
just
that.
gonna point out that this Guyver was £425. I don't think I have an upper limit.
Dino wants a 6-foot Guyver.
Oh my god!
In his bed.
Don't have any. Yeah. Right.
Heavily
Moving
detailed.
on to
Way up his butt.
moving on to the comments from last
I
week.
dare
I'm-
use your spells
I am
against you.
going to smack you. Shut up.
Do you promise?
Right, moving on to the comments from last week. First of all, we have the news. Strong Michelle says, I appreciate... No, you don't.
Yes, he does.
Moving on.
Strong Michelle
No.
appreciates the puns in these stories. He thanks the intern.
Right, Zrugel says, I'd watch Kanpai Kitten.
Yeah, a lot of it this episode.
Ho-Oh infringing art was removed. Well, I assume that's in reference. But I want to see the Ho-Oh art. You're not wrong.
Yeah, we all do.
What the heck is that title? The one Nasuth highlighted. Oh boy. Betrayed by the hero. I formed okay. Oops, all facts
Betrayed
this
by
week.
the hero, I formed a MILF party with his mom.
I love how I don't read something out because I don't want YouTube to kick off. And
one of us reads it anyway.
I must read it out for the power.
They kindly
of
commented
Grayskull.
this for us. You know, it's the least we can do.
Did you not put in the square brackets the reference, Nasuth?
Yes, I did. I did put the reference in there. Yeah.
So they did not, in fact, write that.
Yeah, but that's what they were referencing. You know, you need to know that. It's important.
You did need to know that. So did the audience.
Yeah.
I don't know
Otherwise it
what's
wouldn't make any
happened in
sense.
the last 5 minutes. They have clearly inhaled something. Right. And Zrugel finishes off with saying, thanks for the news, guys. Moving on to the comments from the cast. First of all, Zrugel says, Kanpai. I feel like the magic in high school was made popular because of Harry Potter. It took a few years for the writings and copycats to catch up to the trend. But that's just my opinion. I
Probably not wrong.
Appreciate
Probably
that.
not wrong.
This issue was fixed by Nasuth by the time Nasuth grabbed the comments, but he left it in for the sentiment. I just realized the chapters aren't working. I'm not going to timestamp that, but it's close to an hour in. I hope whoever does it normally is doing okay. Blah 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 blah. I assume
Those they're appreciated.
That's yeah. Thank you.
I
did check them.
And?
I did them. I did them on Wednesday and checked them on Thursday.
Huh.
So that's interesting.
Pretty sure they were fixed by the time I did that. Anyway.
Not a lot from me this week. Honorable mentions for me: Dead Man Wonderland. Not because it's set in a school, but because Prison School made me think of it. Fair. And I usually hate high school anime, so I don't watch them. Again, also fair. No, never mind. My real honorable mention is A Sign of Affection. Never heard of it. The characters are set in college, but there are some flashbacks to their high school days. I'll have to check that. Great memes this week, thanks guys. And then Sean Michelle says, reincarnated as a crow in an Otome game. What the fuck? That is so specific. I'm curious enough to want to know more. Making Xeno read Zrugel's whole rant was hilarious.
Yes, it was.
In
Yes, it was.
Kanpai. I can't remember
Kanpai.
his rant. Alright, moving on
It was a
to the
good
best
rant.
part. Moving on to the best part of the show, the memes.
Memes. So we archive all of the memes on our website because they tend to get deleted from Reddit. You can also come to our Discord and submit your own viewer memes. We need more viewer memes because this week we only have 3. So let's hop on over to that scene. Oh my god!
Oh my god, that is brilliant.
I'm gonna have
That
to
is
share that with some
amazing.
people. Oh my god, Thaylien!
It's not me.
I know.
Probably was.
Not me. I appreciate it though. I face more peer pressure in my life to start animes than to do drugs. Pablo of Digital Extremes. This is so true. Not naming names, but so true. Rebecca Ford. Freeren in all caps.
I just want to ask a question while we're here. Do we want to actually credit people that submit these memes? Do people want to be credited?
Good
Let us know in the
question.
comments if you want to
Maybe
be
a
credited. Actually,
response in the
I'll
comments,
probably
yeah.
ask on the Discord as well.
Yeah, ask on this because we can start doing that. We can make it so that,
Mostly because it stops people accusing me of them.
unless I get bored and then I'll just start randomly making them Thaylien. Okay.
Right, onto my memes. Did you know that at 3.34 grams per cubic centimeter, the moon is one of the densest planets in the solar system? That's Amy. And then Makoto says, that would explain a lot.
It really does, doesn't
it? Also, the moon's not really a planet, but you know what they mean.
Yeah, planetary body.
Success rate of handling 5 guys. 100%? 0%.
Oh my.
That is the true great
Unification! Unification!
I saw this one.
Oh, panty and stocking. A 4-year-old Ichiro Oda promising himself in 1979 that he'll do anything to prevent getting a normal job. Oda going on to become one of the most successful authors of fiction through his manga series One Piece, which is the highest-selling comic book series by volume, making him the richest manga author ever.
Historically, they've actually knocked Batman off of the number 2 spot if comic books sold, and he's coming up on Superman's.
Wouldn't it also make it so that being a mangaka is actually a normal job?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
That's possibly why that's the Darth Maul part, Darth Vader part.
Dan Season 2, Dress Up Darling, and Call of the Night Season 2, Ruri Rocks and City the Animation, the Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity, and One Piece, Kaiju number 8, a bunch of other stuff, and then Rich Girlfriend Season 4.
So much 2025 quality anime, well done.
Yep. Oh. Yep. Alright, and my last one's a video meme.
Dang it.
Oh god.
Why won't you just listen to reason? Okay, Dale. Help him.
Wait, is this a trick?
Nope. Let her rip. Just keep it clean.
Bill!
God, I hope this doesn't get copyright struck.
Stupidest man on the planet to think this is a good idea. Have you seen what you're wearing? That outfit makes you look like a sequin train wreck. Look at you. You're part of a 12-headed jackass. This course is the feces that is produced when shame eats too much stupidity. You people make me into the deaf and the blind. Underwear, money, fat.
Oh, that's replaying. There we go. Yep, Boruto fans.
Oh my god.
Someone free him.
Oh my god.
Aw. How are you supposed to even win that? Jeez.
I don't think you do.
Yes! Yes! Oh.
Fuck?
17 children Naruto ran out of their homes at 2:17 a.m. and they never came back.
This is a parody of a terrible horror movie that's coming out, like,
okay,
soon, or is already out or something.
Okay.
Oh, August 8th. Yeah, it's already out. Yeah.
I have to marry her.
Also, just to point out, this is another case. This is another case of needing to understand the reference to get it.
Yeah.
Because that How to Marry Her one is K-pop.
Oh my god!
Oh.
Not wrong though. Not wrong.
We have to have another not safe for work intervention. Thaylien.
I wonder what the boys are cooking. Hi, Marcy.
Oh dear.
Not cooking, just sunburn.
Your last one is also a video meme.
Oh god.
Wait for it.
I haven't seen that.
Well, that's where a copyright strike's going to be. Even more than the other one.
Yep. Right. Kids named Panty, Sticky Fingers, Ram, Aqua, Bobobo, Lust. We parents.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if
I mean, it
people
can't be any
understand the
worse than
reference.
some of the other terrible names that parents name their kids these days.
It did remind me of a thing from the Am I the Butthole subreddit that I had to read, where am I the butthole for calling my sister out for wanting to name her new daughter Lolita?
Oh my god.
Oh. Christ.
I don't know if anyone gets where the picture of this is from, but yeah.
Some esports thing.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a tournament, and basically, I think those two were partnered together, but the guy doing the shrug threw so fucking hard that the guy that's losing his shit lost, and
Right.
he's just like, oh,
What you gonna do? Right, next to our video
Excellent.
memes.
My way. My pot. Your pot.
And then
Nah.
in chapter 12.
I
Accurate.
could see that happening.
Accurate.
What kind of place is this?
that's the Rent-A-Girlfriend subreddit.
Yep.
Which
Oh no.
is deserted, I'm guessing?
It's like the SpongeBob perfume aisle. You just have to get through it, but you will lose a part of yourself.
Right.
moving Sex and Swears the show. Sex and Swears the show. Japan.
Hell yeah.
Oh my
Hell
god,
yeah.
it's perfect.
It is
Yeah.
perfect. Oh my god. Xeno. Xeno.
Do we need to have a
Xeno.
talk about what?
What?
Yeah,
Mine's fine.
is
And
it?
then my last one. Yes.
Is it?
Yes. And then my last one.
Yes. Yes. Classic.
It's told geese.
It's a little long, Nasuth.
It is a nice day in the neighborhood, and you are a horrible mech.
Man, I need to get back to rewatching Gundam Wing.
Alright, that's it.
Okay.
That's it. That's it. Right. That is it for the memes. That is it for this week's episode. Next week, we're going to be doing the 6-episode review, or in some cases, probably 7. And yeah, thank you all for watching and or listening. And now it's time to bottoms up and Kanpai.
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 My glass is genuinely empty.